Tell me we get some funny gaming news or any gaming news? Yeah, a little bit of stuff happened. Now, I thought this was funny. May 19th, 2025. If esports and pro gaming wants to rely on outside money, they should embrace porn, gambling, and alcohol sponsors. June 26, 2025. 1 month later. Why we are opening betting sponsorships in esports and how we're doing it responsibly. Oh, man. So, yeah, there we go. And I would do this. Yeah, I told y'all this shit was going to happen. I said this shit was going to happen. Everybody wanted to act like it wasn't, but now it is. And so that's where we're at. I'll look at all this because I've been very, very, very happy about this because I've been trying to tell everybody this was going to happen. And I got a lot of hate for this. A lot of people were mad. They said, oh, well, you can't rely on gambling and you can't rely on gambling and other bad things like this because it's a mean thing to do, right? And so embrace porn, sure, retard. Everybody's mad. I'm absolutely say hard true. People might look at this and say you're joking. It's 100% correct. Embrace degeneracy. That hasn't done any harm to society. Insanely logical take, though morally questionable income. And position themselves at the forefront of cultural degeneracy. What an awful take. Everybody was mad at me. But the one thing that they weren't saying is that I was wrong. Once again, I have been vindicated. Once again, I have been proven right, and one of the biggest companies with one of the biggest and most extensive esports organizations in the world is opening up betting sponsorships in esports and how we're doing it responsibly. Yet, who cares whether it's responsibly or not? I mean, I'm gonna just tell you right now, you cannot advertise gambling responsibly. Like, if you, okay, and by the way, if you think this is not true, let's use the golden rule. Okay, let's use the Jesus rule. If you die and you go to the gates of heaven, it's not, I think it's St. Peter, right? But like, let's say it's Jesus. And you say, and Jesus says, I don't know if I want to let you in this shit. And you're like, why? I've been such a good boy. He says, oh yeah? Well, what about advertising and promoting gambling? And you say, well, no, I was promoting gambling responsibly. Do you think Jesus would be like, oh, understandable, have a nice day, come on into heaven? Absolutely not. Absolutely, without a second, 100% no. And that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what matters. And so anyway, how do you advertise porno if you can't show porn on ads? Simple. All you do is show the name. It's easy. They used to have advertisements for Girls Gone Wild all the time back on MTV. They just do the same thing with this. And so anyway, yeah, so they're opening up betting sponsorships for Tier 1 League and Valorant teams with safeguards to protect the competitive integrity and fan experience. I want to say one thing. Exposing people to gambling will kill a percentage of those people. Now, what is a acceptable rate of human sacrifices? 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000, 1 in 100,000, 1 in a million. And that's really what the question is, right? 7%? I mean, that's a lot. So it's 7, okay, 7, wow. Okay, so like fucking almost 1 in 10. I don't watch any sport that glorifies betting. Doesn't matter if it's esports or normal sports. Polar, you're watching a stream on a platform that is in a, I mean, if you're watching, well, you're on Twitch. That was a Twitch chat message. But, you know, if you're on Kick, I mean, you know, that's promoted by Stake. And if you're on Twitch, Twitch has an official partnership with DraftKings, which is a sports betting website. So this entire idea that you think that you're getting around this or like you're avoiding this or whatever, no, you're not. You're absolutely providing money and providing benefits for gambling by being here. So again, just try, yeah, and also like there's nothing wrong with that, but just I don't want to hear virtue signaling, right? I don't like hearing that. So why sports betting and why now? So we know betting isn't for everyone. However, some fans have strong feelings about that. We respect it. However, the reality is that it's happening no matter whether you like it or not. Historically, this has been a restricted sponsorship category, and Riot has not engaged with companies. Teams have asked us to reconsider our stance, and after years of analysis to ensure that we got it right, we agreed that it was time to open this category and open up more revenue for teams and opportunities. Sports betting is a space that many fans choose to engage with, and there has been $10 billion of sports betting 70% of all bets are in unregulated markets with bookmakers who aren't licensed. Bookmakers being licensed or not, none of this really, nobody really cares about this. So I don't really think this matters. I don't think anybody cares, really. And so this is going to go horribly wrong. How could it go wrong? How could this have any negative effect? How is it that fans of Riot want to hold Riot to a higher standard than they hold the NBA to, than they hold FIFA to, than they hold other real, like, F1 racing to? It's a complete ridiculous double standard that makes no sense, and it shouldn't be taken seriously. That's really the truth. Promoting gambling to little children? What do you think? Kids don't watch basketball? Really? Like, what are you thinking? Like, where is this? What are we doing here? Yeah, more of half the Premier League football teams have gambling sponsors. Yes, exactly. It's delusional. It's absolutely delusional. You don't care about the kids. It's not true. There's no consistency. It's not worth even looking at that authentically. But anyway, we vet and all potential sports betting partners. It doesn't matter. Every single gambling website, I do believe this. I can't be certain about it, but I would bet on it, which is ironic considering the topic. I think every single gambling website on the internet has resulted in at least one person killing themselves. I do. I think it's very likely that's what happened. And I don't doubt it. Only one? Who cares? Yeah, bad stats. Probably more than one. Well, what I'm saying is that all of them exist on a spectrum of bad. That's the point that I'm making, is that there is no form of gambling and online gambling that is healthy, productive, beneficial. It's not good for anybody. You should never gamble. It's always bad, okay? Same with stock market. Don't compare stock markets to gambling. The difference between it is that with gambling, they're basically betting against you, right? With stocks, the company doesn't have a vested interest. The stock market doesn't have a vested interest in you losing in the same way that gambling does. Gambling has a vested interest in you losing. That way they don't have to pay out. So, like, there's a huge difference between that. Are you against lotto tickets as well? Okay, I'm gonna give you my actual opinion about gambling. I think gambling should happen, and I think that people that get addicted to gambling and ruin their lives are victims of natural selection. I feel zero empathy to them whatsoever. I don't think that anybody should ever gamble for any reason. I don't care if it's a lottery ticket. I don't care if it's a scratch-off card. I don't care if it's playing, slots. I don't agree with, and I don't participate in any form of gambling at all, period. I have this is a personal viewpoint. Nobody has to follow my viewpoint. I don't want to make my viewpoint the law. I'm giving you what my opinion is. Like, this is what my opinion is. If I could change the law, I would allow gambling to continue to exist. Because while I think that I have the right to regulate my own life, I don't think that I have the right to regulate your life. And so if you want to gamble, if you choose to gamble, then go ahead and do it. But I really think it's a bad take and retarded take. No, it's okay. Gotcha pulls. So, I don't view playing gotcha games as gambling because you can never make your money back. So there's never an actual gamble that takes place because every dollar spent is a dollar wasted, and there's never a light at the end of the tunnel of making that money back. Whereas with actual dollars and money gambling, like I'm not talking about variable outcomes. Like, I'm talking about people that are betting money and trying to get more money by betting money. We cannot legislate based on retards. Exactly. We do not legislate based on retards. I completely agree with that. I absolutely feel that way. And so, and I feel this way not only about gambling. I feel this way about alcohol. I think the world would be a better place, if not a single person ever took another sip of alcohol again in their life for history. For all of history, if we just immediately deleted alcohol, I think that the world would be a better place. And that, again, this is my opinion, right? This is the way that I feel. And again, I would never enforce that. I would never tell somebody they have to do that. Because guess what? I think people probably feel that way about Coca-Cola. And you know what? I really can't say that they're wrong. But I enjoy doing this. They like drinking. That's fine. But you want to get my opinion about it, that's the way that I feel. Same with cigarettes. The world would be a better place if nobody smoked cigarettes. The world would be a better place if nobody probably did cocaine or fentanyl. I mean, fentanyl has medical use, but in general, right, recreationally, it would be a better place. It would.